Now, let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting Phoenix Suns. At center, Mason Plumlee. At power forward, Bull. At shooting guard, Bradley Beal. At the other guard position, Devin Booker. At the other forward position, Kevin Durant. The head coach of the visiting team is Mike Budenholzer. Starting at small forward, at 6'6" inches, number 9, Dylan Brooks. At the other forward, 6 feet 7 inches, number 40, Cornelius Thompson. Shooting guard. 6 feet 4, number 4,
Welcome, everyone, to Noche and Beyond. A Latin theme is the backdrop to tonight's festivities. Kevin Harlan with you, joined by Doris Burke, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge reporting courtside. Let's see some of the numbers here for him.
And he hasn't been making as much of an impact with his defense as he had been earlier in the season. Steal numbers have dropped off in the past 5 games. He'll need to put a lot more effort into his defense here tonight.
And now the opening lineup for Phoenix. Deadly backcourt pair of Booker and Beal. Bull out there with Durant, and it's Plumlee in at the center. And for Houston, running the wings, they'll go with Green and Brooks. Thompson is out there with Alperen Şengün. And it's the great in at the guard position. Shots good by Booker. So, Greg, with the season winding down, a lot of what-ifs for the teams. What about players? Do they experience that as well?
You can't help but wonder what...
Oh,
that's an old-fashioned rim rack.
just a remarkable gem. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. Top of the key, Beal. Pass to Bull. Booker at the elbow. 6 on the shot clock. And the layup falls. Booker's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Boy, you see how confident Devin Booker is down low. Doesn't even think twice about looking to score in there.
Thompson outside. From outside, off the mark. So for Phoenix, their last game, a win against the Grizzlies. Beal, Plumlee trying to break loose. Durant, wide open, he fires. And the 3 off target. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
I had a chance to talk with the head coach, Ime Udoka. Now, I talked to him about the challenge of trying to stop Kevin Durant. Coach said it's about not letting him get into a rhythm. I told the guys they need to focus on staying in front of him and trying to contest everything. Easier said than done, but we'll see if they can even make things difficult for KD. Guys?
All right, David, thanks. And Doris, one guy who rarely has an off night, Devin Booker.
He has been the model of consistent excellence, Kevin. This guy's so efficient, so productive, all about winning. I am not sure Devin Booker gets the credit he deserves for the level he's at every night.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. The Suns shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And they've shot the ball well this season in terms of their attempts, 81%.
And with this score of the Suns, you know, Greg, you never know who is going to initiate the offense for them.
And that can cause problems at times, Kevin. It can run you into issues keeping the ball moving. Turnovers can be their Achilles heel as well.
And timeout is called by Mike Budenholzer. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. And as we march through the end of March, a chance now to look through the power rankings. And take a look at the Kings. They couldn't hold their position this week, but remain in the top 10.
And checking out these Rockets, they've proven time and time again this season that not only are they for real, but they may be the team to beat.
It's going to be out of bounds. The Suns will retain possession. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. And stolen by Booker. Pass to Bull. Booker with the screen for Durant. Booker outside. A three-pointer is right on target. Booker's got 7 points in the game.
Devin Booker will flat put it to you on the three-point line. Don't give him any open shots.
From outside the arc, and another three for Houston. And so Booker will bring it up for the Phoenix Suns. Keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
Mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
I thought what really stood out was how dominant they were on the offensive end. That was about as flawless as you could hope for.
Tari Eason's checked in for Dylan Brooks. And Phoenix also making a switch. O'Neal's checked in. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. GA, when we think about Devin Booker's scoring ability, he always has been ahead of the curve.
The youngest player ever to score 70 in a game amongst
for the Rockets. Brooks checked in for Thompson. And the great subbed in for Jalen Green. And for the Suns, Bull. He's checked in for Plumlee. And Tyus Jones subbed in for O'Neal. The great misses. Phoenix has gotten 2/3 of their three-pointers to fall tonight. They're 6 of 9 overall. And Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. They've got Bradley Beal. Booker out there with Jones. Then it's Bull. And it's Durant in at the 4 spot. And Bleed on the wing. Here's the great, and they come right back with their own three-pointer. 10 points for him.
Well, offensively, this guy has been cooking. They're definitely not losing because of him.
Out of hand on it. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. And another three for Houston.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
Pass to Bull. Here's KD. It's tipped. Goes back up. Eason grabs the board. Houston's gone 4 of 7 on three-point shots in the second quarter.
2 minutes.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on Devin Booker.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a three-point opportunity.
And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Suns.
They're really mucking things up for the opposition, racking up steal after steal, just not letting them develop any kind of offensive rhythm.
The other thing, I cannot be more impressed by the defense they've shown tonight. Their willingness to close on shooters, blocking shots, playing with great effort. You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
And looking a lot better now, but still a long way to go to get back into this one.
Yeah, but this run started with tighter execution at both ends, and that'll need to be maintained for them to have a chance to take the lead.
Nobody near Allen. That three off the mark. Rockets have gone 7 of 16, shooting just under 50% here in the second quarter. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Well, they're not behind because of this guy. He is putting on a tremendous run.
The Rockets have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. And the Rockets making a change here. Thompson's checked in. And for the Suns, Mason Plumlee's checked in for Allen. And Bradley Beal subbed in for Tyus Jones. A nice shot by KD.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
36 seconds. He swipes the ball away again.
And he's had the claim.
Oh, what a dunk!
Look out below!
My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Oh, nasty. This building is stud. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. He's gone 6 of 6 from the free throw line.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
Booker, not the guy you want to foul, gentlemen. This guy is one of the best from the stripe there is in the game.
16 seconds left in the second quarter. The great misses. Outside, Beal. It's Durant on the wing. Fires the 3. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Phoenix Suns taking a 19-point lead into the break. Their defense has been active and effective. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Mike. Stout effort defensively in the first half. What did you do to limit them?
I just think our activity on the ball, we got to try and keep it in front of us. Our bigs did a good job, I think, being big in the paint, making things tough there. We got to finish it with the board.
Yep, rebounds and possessions, Coach. Thanks. Back to you guys.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
Hey folks, happy you joined us. The action tonight, a bit wild and a big deficit now for the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, their defensive effort uninspiring, like Kenny's acting career.
Oh, okay. I'm not even going to go through the films that you in. Stay in your lane, brother. Stay in your lane.
And now, as the season winds down, a look at the Western Conference picture.
Taking a look here at the Rockets, they've been phenomenal. All the lofty predictions, the expectations, they've all come true. Now comes the hardest part, in the postseason. Every team is going to be gunning for them.
And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You know, guys, Devin Booker has been exceptional here.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
Running the wings, they'll go with Green and Brooks. Alperen Şengün out there with Thompson. And it's the great in at the 1 spot. And that's the group in there for Ime Udoka as we begin the second half, where there's a lot of emphasis on three-point shooting. Greg, what's your opinion of that?
Well, Kevin, stretching the D isn't just about how far out they have to defend. It's the
greats checked in for Houston. And Phoenix also making a switch. Jones checked in for Booker. For the 3. And with that, the Phoenix lead is cut to just 11 on the basket from the great.
And so many teams now look to establish.
And another steal for him.
And he has just been ferocious at the defensive end all season long. He disrupts literally every possession.
With that steal, he holds the 4th place mark for most steals in a single season, rewriting the record books.
The energy, activity, and focus it takes to get to this point is so hard to maintain. He's never taken a night off this season. Terrific response by Beal. This demonstrates what a competitor he is.
Here's the great, defended by Jones. Here's the great, Brooks outside. Shot clock at 6. Here's the great, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. We've heard some players, Doris, propose that refs should be fined for missed calls, especially with the game on the line. What do you think?
Kevin, I couldn't disagree more. First and foremost, the level of accountability for NBA officials is unprecedented. And keep in mind, there is discipline for high-profile mistakes and mistakes of all kinds. Every single game, every single call is evaluated, and you see their progression in terms of, yes, they'll officiate in the playoffs, or no, they won't. We are right where we need to be.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the 4th quarter. Here's the great. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Well, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for the Suns?
A nice portion of their points have been earned at the line, and they've done an exceptional job creating havoc for the defense and getting fouled.
Second chance points have also been a big part of what's happened in this game. Crashing the boards with authority, turning those opportunities into second chance points. Boy, big time on the offensive glass.
And there's the call on Devin Booker. That's it for him. He's fouled out of the game.
And he has to take that long, slow walk back to the bench here. He'll watch the rest of this one from the sideline. And guys, this is where their depth really comes into play. They've got such talent at that position. They'd love to have him out there, but they won't suffer much of a drop-off. And you've got to love the energy right now. They got hot.
Nabbing another steal.
All year long, that's been his thing, just pouncing on any chance to grab a steal.
Well, GA, with that swipe, he's now tied for 3rd for most steals in a single season.
Well, to tally this many steals in a year is incredible. Tied now with Michael Ray Richardson, 3rd most steals in a season.
Key bucket from Beal. How about that under pressure?
And that one falls for Beal.
And that tacks another big point onto the league. Great N1 play showing us now a little bit of that killer instinct.
And the basket by the great.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Well, you've got to earn trust and equity by making shots. Nice delivery there.
Beal from long range. The basket good off the assist from Durant. KD's got his 5th assist in this one. The 3, that's in, and his Suns lead is cut down to 4 again on the bucket from the great.
And the crowd is loving this long-range bomb attack that we're seeing here tonight, coming right back to answer a 3 with one of their own. And the fans are so fired up after that triple that trimmed the lead at the other end, and now they are stunned.
Here's the great. Brooks, the best of the great. It counts. And now they trail by just 4.
And you talk about getting back into the game, folks. 3 is better than 2.
And you don't need to tell him that. He's used the three-point shot as his primary weapon today.
Jones, no one around him. A 3-pointer off the mark. Here's Thompson. Pass to the great. Yes! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
Plumlee with a screen on Green. Here's Beal. It falls!
That's just a great shot by a great scorer. Bradley Beal in the house.
And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. Turning here to our analysts, what factors, guys, come to your mind?
And it's do or die time. They need a bucket here to stay alive.
And it's either got to be a three-pointer or a score quickly and take the foul.
They came close there to tying it up.
Oh, he had it in his sights. He wanted it. That bucket would have been huge.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
And he does get the second one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Now a timeout called by Houston. They're down by 4. Guys, your thoughts?
Well, they'll need a very quick basket out of this timeout.
Here's the great. Good, another from 3.
He's scorching hot. Another 3.
And he's approaching the franchise record for threes in a game. And timeout is called by Mike Budenholzer. No doubt he is feeling the importance of this moment right now. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Green. And so he's picked up his final foul. He will sit for the rest of this game.
And guys, this is where their depth really comes into play. They've got such talent at that position. They'd love to have him out there, but they won't suffer much of a drop-off. Those were pressure-packed free throws. And he looked as cool as he could be. So big to give them that 3-point lead.
And they're going back to have a look at that shot once again. This certainly isn't over yet. They may get a second chance. Now, if it's overturned, we're going to need overtime.
And the footage relayed to the officials from the replay center in Secaucus, I think he...
After the review, the ruling on the floor is overturned.
And this game is not over. The officials are ruling that the shot will count, and we, Greg, are going to overtime.
How about that? I mean, what a fantastic end to regulation. This game has been terrific from the start. Really glad we get some overtime to enjoy a little bit more of it.
I agree. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. We'll be back shortly, live from Houston, Texas. These teams have battled tooth and nail for 4 quarters, and now we head to overtime. Should be a blast. Here we go. Now here's Jones. We've got Plumlee. Durant is out there with Bol. Then there's Bradley Beal, and it's Jones in at the 1. Beal can't get it to go.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time. And you talk about fighting your way back into a game. They've shown a lot of grit in this comeback.
Yeah, to start off with so many mistakes and still now find a way where everything's working, it allows their momentum and confidence to continue to build.
He gets it in there. KD's got the game tied up here for the Suns.
We call that the ultimate high percentage look for one of the most efficient scorers ever. KD in the house.
And there's the call on Durant. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Here's the great. Out to Thompson. Three-pointer, Brooks. Tries again. Plumlee with the block. Pass to Jones. To the paint. Beal. Can't hit from in close.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
There's the double team with Bol. Houston moving it around. Brooks with no one around. Off target from outside. The Suns have gone 1 of 3 from the floor since the start of overtime. In the corner, Bol with it. Good. It's Beal picking up the assist. And the Suns lead by 3.
Showing he can step up when the team needs him. Bol there with a big basket. just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
Boy, and not just the aggression, the ability to get to the rim, but how about the finish with intention?
Here's the great. He's guarded by Plumlee. Here's the great. And another one goes. Incredible.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. Phoenix has gone 1 of 2 so far in their three-point attempts. And timeout is called by Mike Budenholzer. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. Deal with it. This one for 3. The shot comes out.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
Teardrop shot. He got it again. Sensational. 60 points. This guy cannot be stopped.
They've had no answer for him in this one. As big a basket as that was, the free throw probably even bigger. Now you've got a 2-possession lead all of a sudden. They've got to take the first good shot they can find.
They've got to be efficient with the clock. Quick score, quick foul.
And timeout is called by Mike Budenholzer. Pivotal moment in this game. He's not taking any chances. He'll call time. Here's Jones, looking to end the run. Money! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Now, Jones, very smart. Always takes what the defense gives.
And they go to the intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 4-point ballgame.
He knew what was riding on those foul shots and didn't mess around, making this a 2-possession game.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. Second one is good, hitting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Well, it's about the little details. Capitalize at the free throw line, add to your lead.
Got it! What a beautiful shot to bring them to within 3.
Kevin Durant loves late game chances. Boy, he's been in the spot many times, and he shows you how it's done.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he is unable to get the second one. Beal from long range. That shot, no good. So it's a narrow victory for the Rockets, pulling it out for the W. They escaped with a victory, although they needed an extra period to get it done.
Yeah, but what a great game. I mean, both teams, I felt like, gave it their all. But when it came to OT, it was just all about sheer determination on their part.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. Fred, in the first half of the season, you found a way to get it done. What do you take away from this win?
I'm glad we got the win. That was a rough one. They played really hard. They got the best out of us, but we just had to buckle down and get some wins, and that's all I'm about, just trying to get wins this time of year and put yourself in a good position going forward.
You're pushing toward a good result. Thanks very much for your time. Back to you.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, the Great.